Let me get a couple hundred. Whole cool bag, check it, come and get some. Frosty, yeah, you see how you head strong. They ain't checking for me, come and got another one sliding on the mountain, sun bread, cop and roll lot. Tiptoeing in the club, I just passed out. VIP on fleek, baby, shout out. Spotlight on the pool, time to wild out. Bottles coming, why not? Hey, make hope, make hope. I keep up off the head, put up on the jar, make this off the break. I'm a headhunter, baby, you cookie and fake. I had to take up early on this years, and it's big house, little bit, that's something I need. Money makes now, ain't no time for that break. And it's all money. So make up your hands shot. Make sure you get it right, nigga, don't stop. Ball out on your ass, nigga, nice rock. Don't deal with bad green like that, better when it comes up. Come on, get your shot. Make sure you get it right, nigga, don't stop. Ball out on your ass, nigga, like rock. Don't get with bad green like that, better when it comes up. I'm feeling my nigga, I'm feeling the pop off. I'm for the work, man, I get a nigga rock off. So I'm gonna get the baby on the knock off. With that thing and that all that all cock off. Grip on my ass, still a cam on the track though. Flow sick and she hotter than your main pro. The realest cat lady in a rapping no. Walk hockey runway in them out the door. Pull up all the things, float on to the next site. Brown got the vibe right. See me on the big scene, picture cause the dude's tight. The feeling I give them this instrumental. Drop top on the lot, it's an anthem. Kill a cam and still be on the ransom. 80 up, it's an anthem. With your head shot. Make sure you get it right, nigga, don't stop. Ball out when your ass, nigga, nice rock. No deal with bad green like that, better when it comes up. Come on, get that shot. Make sure you get it right, nigga, don't stop. Ball out on your ass, nigga, nice rock. No deal with bad green like that, better when it comes up. Come on, get that shot. Make sure you get it right, nigga, don't stop. Ball out on your ass, nigga, nice rock. No deal with bad green like that, better when it don't stop. You know how I get it, all top, non-stop, yeah, the energy waiting. All your homies is faking, ain't no up with the bait. I'ma take it all, copy, come and get it, she waiting. Yeah, let's put it on the info. Lady in the streets, flush on my judo. Keep me faking when I get it on the deep road. Ooh, Lord, before the day start the show. Head game, it's not like an addict, tapping in the basement. Talking to addict, get a nigga close, so I'm on that dope. Even with a conversation, come that nigga told. Tell a nigga, hit with the pussy, and not with the red. And I mean, you make it clap, you might even say, give me that thing, and then I nigga, you know what I said, nigga, you don't think no one that it was bad. Coming for your headshot. Make sure you get it right, nigga, don't stop. Ball out on your ass, nigga, nice rock. No deal with bad green like that, better when it comes up. Come on for your headshot. Make sure you get it right, nigga, don't stop. Ball out on your ass, nigga, nice rock. No deal with bad green like that, better when it comes up. Come on for your headshot. Make sure you get it right, nigga, don't stop. Ball out on your ass, nigga, nice rock. No deal with bad green like that, better when it comes up. No intermission, been yearning for your kisses. I'm ready for that overdose. Put me in position, liquor flowing so nicely. Body in a tight stain, headboard hanging while your body's in my mouthpiece. Oh baby, with that mouth do, I'ma put them red pumps on, places pussy on top of you. Lights on, cause I need the whole visual vibe so strong. Plus the moon and on auto tune, work that, keep that, get it, I'ma throw it back. Pulling on my hair, tapping out, no having that. Only cause the pussy fat, dripping, kissing on my back, switching, let me handle that stuff and don't know how to act. Like the way that ass sitting though. I'm tuned in, Chris Brown on the radio. We locked in on the mission, fucking with a pro. Ain't nobody hearing us, fucking no overload. You can't sleep now. Don't say a word, no, now don't you stop. Just hold on to me, girl. You can't sleep now. Back to sleep, oh no, I need to wake up. Gripping on my ass, yeah, that means we about to cut up. Spread my lips apart, I'm trying to show we need to nut up. Let's run on the hill, be going hard, I need to turn up. Ain't nothing regular, what's in it, gotta tear it up. Gotta eat the groceries, bring me up here. I'm a handhunter, baby. Hey, make no mistake, pussy hole. I beat up off the head, put up on the jar, make this from the race. I'm a handhunter. Hey! I had to pick up the early on this place. Hey! Big mama don't take that money niggas. Hey! Make
Hey. Oh, that my friend. Thank you, bartender. Hey. Headshot. What's going on, y'all? Woo! Yes. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Listen, I want to give a first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to my plug and my bartender. One time for the plug and the bartender. Woo! All right, so we are on episode 2. Episode 2. Episode 1 was so much fun. Thank you to all of you guys that were on episode 1. We're back again, and we have an amazing cast, amazing guests. We have some really controversial topics, and we have some deep shit today too. So we're definitely gonna have you guys laughing for sure, maybe even a little bit of crying because we touching into some new areas, some new territories. But how can I start off my show without having my backbone? That's my B&B corner. So for those of you that don't know what B&B corner is, that's the babe and the bestie. So help me welcome my ride or die, my booskies, my motherfucking band. So one thing that I can always be guaranteed with these two is not only will they keep it real with me, but they always got the tea.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
we do.
All right. So what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, there's a lot of tea in spill. But before I do that, I'm going to do something that you don't even know I'm about to do right now.
Shit.
Oh, and that is to give you a shout out. Like, as I was sitting here behind the scenes, listening to you, prepping your guests, this fucking set is amazing. You cannot tell me I'm not on a TV set. I am so proud of you. I wish you the best. I know you will be fucking successful. You got your partner here. First of all, you need to book her, okay?
Yes.
Her drinks are the shit. I don't drink. I'm not a drinker. A Bridget party got me lit right now, okay? So I just want to congratulate you. You're doing amazing things. The TV takeover is about to take over.
And it's true. I'm actually a little bit embarrassed because my bestie is not a drinker, but then when Babe came along with her amazing bartending skills, a Bridget party with her, holla, she started now drinking. I don't know how I feel about that.
She knows I like sweet drinks. I don't know what the hell I'm drinking right now, but that shit is good. I don't even know what it is. But it's good.
Yes, baby. That's what I hear. So what's going on?
So,
all right. Okay.
So some new tea. I didn't know about this. I was shocked to hear this.
Okay.
But apparently Snoop Dogg is caught up in some cheating scandals. Some chick called the Black Widow. Okay. She also said that she was pregnant by Offset, Cardi B, baby daddy. She said she was pregnant by her, and that turned out to not be messy as fuck. Is definitely, instead of calling her the Black Widow, they should call her messy as fuck. You understand?
Right.
Okay. So, she comes out, says that she has receipts that she was messing with Snoop Dogg.
Bitch, you know how I feel about receipts.
He's too old for this.
How you gonna do that business? And get caught. Like, he's been around a long time. I know he's Snoop Dogg.
Mary,
I get it.
Mary just came out with a gospel album. Was talking about his and his So he's supposedly a cheating scandal. She supposedly has receipts. So we'll see what happens with that.
No.
But now just to add a little salt to your team.
Oh God.
He has a new show coming out.
Who? You lied to me.
That's what the show is called.
What's the show called?
Clout Chasers, bitch. So I'm bad. Does not feel like a setup. Like, is this the build up to the show? Is this the little thing gonna let me throw that out there? Let me throw that out there. And I got a little cheating scandal. These bitches be wanting to get clout, talking about they slept with this nigga, that nigga. I saw somebody say something like it must be like a set of 15 bitches that all these niggas fuck with because they all fuck with the same bitch. I don't understand it. I don't understand.
So We talked about this on the first show about Kanye West and how he has everybody thinking he's crazy. No, he is brilliant.
Yeah.
He is a marketing genius, and I think that people are realizing that.
And that works.
And it works.
And it works. It grabs people's attention.
It does.
It grabs people. You're talking about his show now more than anything.
Nobody talks about school. Now we are.
Well, pause.
Okay.
I'm not going to do Snoop Dogg.
I mean,
Okay.
all right.
Not going to be Snoop like that. You have the show with Martha Stewart. Okay. Then
Which is actually really
Okay.
good. They high as fuck.
And he keeps it all the way real all the time. I love Snoop Dogg.
He does. Okay.
Pull that back. Thank you.
All right.
All right. So either way, who knows what's up?
Okay.
Who knows if it's real or not?
Okay.
But
It could be a setup.
it could be a setup. I don't know.
true.
It could be
whatever.
who knows? I don't know.
Okay. All right.
So
What's that?
The next one.
Girl, I don't fucking handle this shit today. You are bringing it today when you sip on that, boo.
How about the back to talk with Tiana?
wait, what's up?
What? Come on.
Tiana Taylor and Iman Shumpert.
The threesome.
Yeah. So her album just recently dropped called KTSE.
Okay.
Keep the Same Energy.
Okay.
Dope album.
Okay.
One of the songs on the album is called Three-Way.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna read you a couple lines out this song.
Okay.
Anything for my baby. I do some crazy things. So whatever he wants, he can get that. Long as I like, we can hit that. Oh, hoes we don't love them. No, soon as we done, she leaving right out the door.
I mean,
What's wrong with that?
So one can look at it as just looking at the words in the song. She's doing it for her man. I don't know. Would you do that for your man? Would you do that for your partner? Would you do that for your girl, Nancy?
Okay.
I mean, I'll do it. I'm not gonna do it. If that's what she wants to do, I'll do it because that's what she wants to do.
Guys, this is on. This is what is today?
You get my
So this is right now.
Yeah, that's what she wants to do. I will.
You
do it.
telling me that if my dog want to smash somebody else,
I will have to be there. Oh, obviously, yeah.
Oh, so you're okay with that?
I mean, it has to be a
Bitch, you
femshake,
owe
though.
me. You owe me. I just
It has to be a femshake, though.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
So there's rules. So should there be rules?
Should there be rules?
Should there be rules?
Definitely.
Do we have anybody else with questions? I'm trying to look at. Should there be rules? So what are the rules? What are the rules?
I'm sorry. My rule is, I mean, I love all type of women, but I cannot be in a bedroom with another stud. That's just my rule, though.
Okay.
I have to be against another
So
stud.
for those that don't know what another stud is,
Okay.
Another one of me.
another dominant woman,
Dominant.
dominant energy woman.
So, and I think most heterosexual men would feel the same way.
I don't want to know. If mom would allow Tiana to have sex with a guy, it wouldn't happen.
Now, one, Jody just got permission for a threesome. Just want y'all to remember that. Boom.
It's
The
recorded.
next question
I have a
is,
seat.
you know,
Nancy gave me permission to have a threesome, guys.
so they did some interviews and she's talking about promoting her new album.
Right.
And talked about this topic because of course that's a juicy topic. You got a song called Three-Way.
Right.
And now you're out talking about the threesomes that you have with your husband.
Okay.
Right? So she said actually that it was her idea. She wanted to do it. She was the one that was curious. She was the one that knows she wanted to tap some ass, grab some.
He didn't even know.
He didn't even know.
He didn't know.
And I went to the hotel room and she was doing something. Next thing he looks up and there's another female in the room.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah. So she was like, we're gonna take that. We're taking that tonight.
All of that.
All of it. Yeah.
So, I mean, so the question is, are people now saying that are people going to now start to feel that this is what they have to do in order for them to be able to keep their man or please their man?
But that's the thing, she made it clear.
Oh,
that
that
wasn't the case.
In that situation.
That was not the
But
case.
there are people who are out there that are willing to do it just to maintain the relationship, save the relationship. The other person wants to explore. I mean,
Which I think that would be that's a bad thing because I mean if your relationship already rocky,
do you keep a monogamous relationship at that point? Can you trust that now they've done it?
That gate has been open.
Right.
That gate has been open.
Is
That
it really
door has
open?
been broken.
Or back to what you were talking about, rules. You gotta have rules for the shit. And you have to trust each other.
Right.
You have to be together. There is no
you
with someone else.
you have to have rules.
So you have to have
rules.
So rules of threesome. We might need to talk about that on episode 3.
Yeah.
Rules of a threesome.
Because there are a bunch of them.
There are some.
I'm sure.
If you are listening or watching live right now, I want to know, what are your rules of a threesome? If you were to be in a threesome with your significant other, what would the rules be? I can say right now, no kissing.
That's very intimate.
That's very intimate. No kissing.
Yeah.
No kissing.
I agree with
And if
that.
you use a strap, you need to put on a condom. Okay. Oh wait, what you get okay?
Good cover. Good cover.
Yeah.
Sit.
Thank you. Oh.
And she's prepared.
Oh my God. Anyway, you ladies have been absolutely amazing.
It was a pleasure.
Okay, great guys. So, coming up next, actually, is really exciting. I have actually some really, really fun guests. I don't want you guys to go too far.
Okay.
They might not be able to see you, but I want them to hear you because we got some cool people that are going to be coming. Ready to chime in? All right. So, guys, the second part of our show today, where we're going to be interviewing and getting to know some pretty amazing people. Help me welcome to the stage Miss Natalie, Miss Carol, Miss Ebony, another Natalie, and Maya. Oh, here we go. So Carol wanted me to make sure I told y'all that she was posing like the Duchess. You have to
My legs are.
Did I do that right?
Yes.
Okay.
My legs.
They shining.
My knees
Did you nail
are
them?
touching.
Did you nail them? Now listen, don't get comfortable halfway and have your legs over. You know
No. I'm doing Duchess.
Okay.
My knees are together.
Okay.
And my legs are slanted.
And you had lotion on.
And I'm wearing lotion.
So listen, I already know these amazing people. Let me take some time and actually introduce you to them and let you know a little bit about them, and they're gonna be able to share that with you as well.
Do you need her to leave?
No,
Is this gonna be too much for you?
I'm nervous. This person. Hey, Natalie.
Hey, how you doing?
So, Natalie is a Jersey girl. She has, first of all, she wrote the shit, so it's black is on her. I'm just letting y'all know right now. I just asked for their bios, and I try not to edit it.
write 500 words like her.
Oh, she's still sour about that. She's still sour about that. We're gonna get to you in a second.
Oh no.
So Natalie has been in Florida for 5 years. She grew up surrounded by funny and happy people, and her sense of humor and wit came naturally. She performed at the Improv Stage for Laughs, hosted comedy at Boomers, and currently she is the host, which I'm gonna be the way, of Make Me Laugh Mondays at Malik Money on the 3rd Monday of the month. So you can catch her show tomorrow, Monday. Tomorrow is Monday, right? Okay, not Tuesday tomorrow, Monday tomorrow. Oh, Monday tomorrow. Monday tomorrow at 815 Northeast 13th Street in Fort Lauderdale, and I'll be putting the links for you guys as well. Natalie, thank you for joining me today. Oh my God. I cannot. It's the light. So Nat, you are an amazing person. Your personality, you walk in who you really are, which is a comedian. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me, when did you know that you were this person? When did you embrace it? Did it ever challenge you or negative?
I knew I was funny from a very young age.
Okay.
When I received class clown, I think in the 5th grade.
Yeah.
So I got class clown.
Okay.
And my mom wanted me to get, most intelligent, but I came out with class clown. Okay.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah. But I come from a group of women and my sisters. There's 5 of us. One is passed away, got my sister. We're very funny.
Okay.
And I've always embraced that funniness, that wit, the natural comedic part of me.
Okay.
And I can make fun of anything and anybody. And some people find me offensive because a lot of times as I've gotten older, my tongue has gotten loose.
Oh yes, I agree.
So I wanted to embrace.
I think I've always been loose though, but okay.
Yeah, but being in the corporate world, you have to kind of suppress that.
Yes.
So when I got here in Florida, and I was like, okay, I want to do something different. I went to company school.
You did. at the improv. Okay. So the class was about for 2 months.
Okay. Wow, I understand.
Yeah.
That's commitment.
So one day a week. Okay. And I really was the worst student. Really? Yeah, I really was, because I wasn't, writing stuff down. I wasn't doing anything. I didn't have my skit when the day of the show came or anything like that. Okay. So when the day of the show came, I just went up there and I killed it.
Wait, so he's supposed to do this.
I said, okay, let me go and see how I can pursue this further. Okay. And, I did a couple sets here and a couple sets there. And next thing you know, people were calling me. And, I go in places, I ask them what they're doing. You have comedy, and I present myself. And now, I'm fucking taking off. Yeah, I'm taking off. Yeah.
No, you are. And you know what? Before I knew that you were in comedy and Nancy introduced me to you, of course, she just introduced me to you by your name. And I remember just interacting with you, and I went back to her. I said, she's amazing. I said, she needs like comedy or something. And she's like, well, actually, I think she's kind of getting into that. So it makes sense. It's really who you are. Right. So I wish you much success. Thank you. I will definitely be supporting you.
Tomorrow.
Tell them again.
Tomorrow at Milk Money, 815 Northeast 13th Street, Fort Lauderdale. Uber yourself there if you don't have a car. Ride your bike. Call Jody. She got a van that will pick everybody up. So make sure you're there. And it gives me an opportunity also to bring other comedians from South Florida on stage. Nice. So, I call them up. I say, hey, you guys want to hit the stage? They're like, sure, Natalie, I'll be there.
I love it.
And I hit my funny.
So yeah, I'm excited about your perspective on our panel portion of our show. I think it's going to be I don't even shit. Okay. Carol, stop trying to act like you.
No, wait, I want to sit.
Dr. Duchess.
But you gotta close
Okay.
the legs gotta close.
Then you tell me, is this right? Okay. I don't want to cross my cross.
Okay. Just like you got it. I gotta see how my pants. That's why I can't see, but I'm my legs together, Carol.
Make sure to see my good angle.
Carol, just.
Okay. What'd you tell Nancy about? Let's cut through all that. What'd you tell Nancy about me when you first met me? Okay, so Natalie was funny. What'd you say about me?
I said that she looks like she gives amazing head. Her lips are so juicy and so better.
She really did.
I did. I said that she gives amazing.
I am a little. Amazing head. That's your point.
Right. All right.
I'm not bad.
This is Carol Lynn Watson. Miss Carol is the sun goddess. She is the wounded healer. She is an author, an inspirational speaker. She is the author of The Journey to Peace. And you want to show them real quickly? Yeah. Don't you have something else coming out?
I have several books out.
Okay.
I have this one with me.
Yes, absolutely. So Miss Carol actually is a really good friend of mine as well. She's someone that I have called. Okay, I got to tell the story about how you lied. And what you did lie.
Oh yeah.
You want to tell the story?
Oh, you can tell it.
Go ahead and tell the story.
The you and her story.
Yeah, and then you had to call me back because you felt bad about lying.
Yeah.
You told yourself.
I didn't lie.
Okay.
I just didn't tell you what I did. So one day Jody called me to talk. She needed some advice, and so she stepped outside to call me. It was early one morning, and while we were on the phone, she starts telling me how her partner Nancy is coming out the door, checking to see, who Jody's talking to. Like she's kind of like pacing. Because Jody's on the phone. Doesn't know who she's on the phone with. Yeah. And so we talked on the phone for like probably 2 hours that day.
Yeah.
And so at some point during the conversation, because Nancy's my friend.
Right.
And I know what she's been through.
Right.
And I didn't want her stressing. So at some point in our conversation, I text Nancy. I was like, I know you're pacing because Jody's on the phone. Not to worry, she's on the phone with me.
Snitch! I can't trust none of these.
I didn't say what we were talking about.
Okay.
And then Nancy said, is everything okay? I said, yes, she's fine. She's good to talk. And so Nancy, and then you later said that you wondered why she stopped pacing.
Right, because she's persistent. I'm maybe don't stop.
Yeah, and so a few months later, like many months later, because, I am who I am, I said to Jody, I was like, by the way, that day, we were on the phone, I texted Nancy and told her that we were on I was like, I had to. I couldn't have my friend.
Yeah. I respected you for that.
Yeah.
And of course, I wasn't upset because, I always see the bigger picture. And at the end of the day, I really do care about my partner. So I got it. And I was too into my emotions at the time to really even consider that. And I think that it's amazing that she has friends that look out for her that way. It was a great balance. You didn't disrespect me. You just didn't disrespect her.
Yeah, I didn't tell her what we were talking about. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
tell her we were talking about it. Just let her know that it was me.
It was good.
And so no need to worry, no need to stress.
Yeah.
You can chill.
Yeah.
Everything's good. I got this.
Yeah.
And I sent you back in the house.
Good. You did. You did. Now, I think that's a great segue to kind of who you are right now, the person that you have embraced, this version of yourself that you've embraced. So talk a little bit about that, about your Sun Goddess Cafe. I had the esteemed privilege of being there.
Opening night.
Yes, yes, amazing experience. When I talk about people of all walks of life sitting down, being so vulnerable, we cried. It was so organized. I was like, bitch, is this a business proposal? We had folders. It was such, like, you left there. You ever been to some place where the energy was just so amazing? And only those people that are about energy and understand the universe know what I'm talking about. But you walk into a place where the energy is so amazing, the intent is so pure, the people are just so real and authentic, and they're there for just the positivity, and that's it. Not to spill back tea, not to talk about it, not to badmouth, and not just to come in and see what she's doing. They were genuinely there to be a part of something amazing. And you created that. You attracted that. And I believe in the laws of attraction, so that could not have happened had you not been that person. So talk about it.
So that's what I'm all about. And I've been doing this for years, so a lot of people didn't know about it because I've always been very hush about it for whatever reason. I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And I have people that have been coming to me, for a long time for help, for advice, for help with their healing. And I've always been able to do that, even in the midst of my own pain. Yeah. And what transformed it, which took it to the next level, was when I got sick a year and a half ago and ended up having to be in the hospital. And you guys came by the house and took care of me. And then I had to have surgery, and I had a hysterectomy, a total hysterectomy. And so in doing that, I got a phone call from my publisher one day, and she says, you need to write about this experience. And I wasn't there yet. I was still healing, and I still didn't even know what I was doing. And it took me a year to heal. And, my physical healing was only a few weeks. My doctor was badass.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Sam, she's badass. She's in Atlanta now. But the spiritual healing, the emotional healing was tough. We don't realize as women how attached we are to our womb. And, and when it's the center of life, it's where everything is created, where our babies are nurtured. Right. It's everything about us that's creative comes from the womb. And men have it too. They don't have a physical womb, they have a spiritual one. Everything about us that's creative, Natalie with her comedy, Maya with what she does, I won't say it because I'll let her tell it herself. Everything that's creative about us comes from my womb. And so my issue was losing my womb. How would that affect me as a woman? Would I lose my femininity? Because that was a big thing for me. Would I lose my creativity? And so the last year I spent trying to figure out how to heal. And in the process of doing that, I realized that I could also help other women who have been raped. So they're dealing with wound trauma from that. Women who had multiple sexual partners, both men and women. Both sexual partners dealing with both men and women. STDs, difficult menstrual cycles or moon cycles, as we call it, hysterectomies, and physical abuse. Any type of traumatic abuse, even if your stomach is never hit, any type of physical abuse affects your womb. And so that's what I do now. I help other women heal. And that's what the Sun Goddess Cafe is all about. I make sure that, I sage out there all the time. I'm always out there with candles. I meditate out there. I keep it a space of healing. So when people come into that area, they come in and immediately they feel the transformation.
So, and thank you so much for sharing. And it's everything you said and more. I felt it. I lived it. I experienced it. Something I want to touch on really quickly with you, and I don't want to go into too much, talk a little bit about this, but the reason I wanted to bring it up is because I wanted to help other women that I feel that are in the same situation. So you are someone that for the past 15 years that you have identified with the LGBT community, dating women. But right now you are.
I still identify with the LGBT.
You still identify. Right now you are actually in a relationship with a man.
I wish you would. I wish a bitch would.
No. So, but the reason I'm actually bringing this up is not so much to talk about, the personal sexual aspect, which, I can go there. But we're not going to go there. I really wanted to talk about it because, again, a part of my show is not just to make people laugh, but also to empower people and also to educate people. And I said to you when we had the conversation, I said, Carol, I said, what is it that made you, after, I said, what was the conversation you had with yourself when you know that you were going to make this transition from being with women for over 15 years and now being a man? Like, what were your thoughts? What did you think about? And your response to me was, because I was dealing with a whole bunch of jackasses and I didn't want to have to deal with anymore. And the one that I found that was no longer a jackass happened to be a guy.
Exactly.
And I had to stop, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, you know,
That's a lot of women. That happens to a lot of straight women.
yes.
Dealing with a lot of jackasses, and then all of a sudden they want to deal with women.
It is, and I think that the part about that I wanted to really show or have you communicate or let people know is that it is okay to live your true authentic self, whatever that means to you. You don't have to live up to what people think you should be, and this is unfortunately in the LGBT community, a lot of people, even though they want exclusivity and they say love is love, they really don't embrace the different types of love.
Exactly.
They give people a hard time, you know. Right. So I think what was so empowering about what you and I discussed is that you said, Jody, I believe, you know, I'm gonna just tell you because I think you said embracing the penis. She's embracing the penis
with both hands.
Wait, yes. Yes.
Yes. Both hands.
Yes.
Definitely. Both hands required for embracing the penis. If it's the right size penis, we need both hands. But no. What happened was that it was not a decision that I necessarily made. It was just, you know, I had been single for a few months, and I was enjoying it. Like, I was really embracing. I spent time with my daughters. Like, I was, you know, doing my thing, and I was really enjoying that. And then one day I said something to my friend Allison, and then 30 minutes later, this guy walks in. And basically, it just so happens, and I don't know how I did it. You know, well, I do know how I did it.
I do too. Unfortunately,
not what you're talking about.
Oh.
No, you know, I got to a certain point where I was vibrating higher, and I attracted somebody who had that same energy.
Okay.
And what happens was we usually meet people wherever we're at. And if we're vibrating low, we normally don't attract somebody who's vibrating high. So we end up in a toxic relationship. So I was vibrating high, and I met somebody whose energy matched my energy. And it just so happened to be that person whose energy matched my energy was a guy. Yeah. And happens to be one of the best people I've ever met in the, like, just across the board, just knowing people in all walks of life, just happen to be one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah, very nice.
Just so, you know, and I'm pretty fortunate. So
share with them about what we discussed about living your authenticity and about it being about the moment in time.
Yeah, well, I've written about that. That people think that being authentic means, okay, this is who I am, and so no matter what happens, I have to stick to this.
Yeah.
And it's not about that. Being authentic means this is who I am right now, and if that changes, I'm going to change along with that. And so I never lock myself into a box. I never ever lock, and I never have. I've always been, you know, a bit flighty. You know, I do not lock myself into a box. So I go with the flow. I'm grounded, and I have wings. Yeah. And it works for me. It works. That balance works for me. So what being authentic means that what's true for you today may not be your truth tomorrow. So and it just so happens that who I was a year ago is not who I am today. Yeah. And you know, and I'm going with that, and that's okay. Absolutely.
And isn't that beautiful?
It really is. It's working for me.
Embrace it. Everyone should have that journey, you hope.
Yeah. Thank you so much, y'all, for sharing. Okay, the next one, lady, I asked her for a bio, and she sent me. Oh,
do we have room? Do we have room for you to read that?
I don't even know. But you know what?
How long is the show?
You know what, Ebony? I'm not even gonna alter it because it was really beautiful, and I learned some things about you and some things I want to kind of talk about. So, Ebony was born and raised in South Florida to parents that believe in sharing their home and the authentic love of God to those in need. As registered foster parents, Ebony was given the opportunity to be a foster sister to dozens of teens. Those experiences allowed Ebony to learn her passion and desire to ensure others experience and know love firsthand. In most cases, the teens were abandoned and abused with no hope for a better tomorrow. But the moment they were placed in their care, they learned what being loved felt like. Ebony would say it like this: I'm getting up every morning clothed with a garment of love to intentionally connect with others around me that you are in need of love absent from this world. Today I will be someone's great reward. I like that. That was powerful. Ebony desires to exhibit love that will invigorate, refresh, and provide healing. Ebony is honored to have had the opportunity to work with the LGBT community for 6 years now. This is a heterosexual woman. We're going to talk about that. She values this opportunity and considers it a chance to learn from a population of people that are often overlooked and undervalued solely based on whom they have chosen to love. So it was beautiful. So my first question, and I think I said this to you, why the fuck you give so much shit about these gay folk for? Like, you're a heterosexual woman, you don't have to worry about this. Like, this is not your life, this is not your struggle, but yet you are like engrossed in it.
I mean, I can't help it. It's like it is a matter of energy too that you attract. I think I attract people, you know, that are in need of love. Seriously, and it just happens. I've not met a stranger in my whole life, and it's because that was just like expected. Strangers came in, but then they were my family. Some people are probably watching now, they're my foster sisters, you know? And so, like, I'm proud to know them, and some of them are a part of the LGBT community. I have family that are. But, like, I just love people, and some of the most genuine people are a part of the community. And so, who am I to disregard you anyway, because you don't like the same sex that I mean, you know, you don't love people the way that I love them or what have you, you know, or whoever you chose. But it's really, that's not my place. It really is. Every day, we are someone's great reward. And that's, if you look at it, you just change the perspective of all the things that could be wrong in your life because you think it's so wrong, right? Like, I hate my job, my marriage sucks, you know, this person over here, whatever. You know, if you change your focus on how you could help someone else or make their day better, be polite, be kind, like general things. Yeah. Being kind is so much more important than a lot of things because you find favor.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's it. That's like the short read.
If we not have church, I mean, it is Sunday. Amen. Amen. Well, you know, I am someone that I am huge on energy. In Jamaica, there's a saying, won't make the talk. I don't listen to necessarily what people say because a lot of times people say the things that they think we want to hear, right? Or they say the things that they feel as though it's going to make whatever they're doing as justifiable as possible. You have to, I pay attention to people's body language. I pay attention to the things that people don't say because that's really what they're feeling, that's their true authentic self. So I 100% can appreciate and hear what you're saying. And I also know the importance of giving back. Paying it forward, the importance of gratitude. So that's one of the things that attracted me because I met Ebony at actually the Sun Goddess Cafe, and she has a fat ass. I know she's sitting on it right now. You can't really see it. She does. Thank you. She does.
What time it is? She do.
She does. She does. Ebony, you know you was wrong coming up in a setting with all these gay folks with some tight ass jeans on, and they gotta go to the bathroom like 7 times. That shit was intentional. That shit was intentional.
And she wasn't on the other side of the room.
Right. And you know you have a small bladder, stand at the bathroom door instead of tracing your little fat to a voluptuous ass, cast myself, and then I gotta get, and then my best friend talking about telling my girlfriend you can beat her ass.
What's her ass? She's disrespectful as fuck.
All the time. You told her to beat you.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
I get in trouble. So, you know, I'm glad you're sitting down. You know what I'm saying? Yes, nice to lose, but no, I appreciate all that you do, and I respect it. How much I can do. As long as you know, so we look, you don't feel bad because it's your fault. It's there. Okay. All right.
Wow.
All right, let's move it on. Let's see Miss Natalie. Miss Natalie, she was actually okay. She also wrote this back. I'm gonna read it to y'all. I didn't like this shit over this shit. Okay. So Natalie was born in Trinidad. She was raised in Brooklyn.
Raised in Brooklyn. Is that a song?
Anyway, so she was raised in Brooklyn. Currently resides in Fort Lauderdale. She is she's a computer programmer. She may have some money.
All the single ladies. All the single ladies. All the single ladies.
A computer programmer by trade, LGBT activist. Do look a little fit, study. She's got a funny job. One of her deepest passions is to help heal those who are suffering the terrible effects of narcissistic/emotional abuse through education along with carnal and spiritual guidance. Elaborate on that. What does that mean?
Okay. Well, I got into the whole field of narcissistic abuse through my own experiences. And I found that the only way to heal myself was to educate myself. So I started doing a ton of research, videos. It's actually in the DSM-4 medical book. It's an actual disorder that people have. And yeah, so in addition to that, I actually went to see a therapist to get a professional perspective on what I was dealing with. And, you know, in all of that, I've learned so much. I've healed from it. And with all of this wealth of knowledge, it's like, you know, I want to heal other people and help other people because it's a very devastating thing to go through. A lot of innocent people, you know, have been hurt by this, and so that's how I got into the field of narcissistic abuse. So I started a group on Facebook. I got, you know, like 60 members, and they all kind of like, you know, give different feedbacks, and some people give, you know, advice, some people need advice, and you know, just kind of help each other through it all.
Right. Well, you're actually one of the members of one of my groups as well, the Black Lesbian Love Support Group. Yeah. And you are very active. I appreciate that. You get some really, you chime in. There's some crazy shit that be going on in there.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, one of our questions that we're going to be discussing, one of our big questions we're going to be discussing is from that group. Shout out to one of my admins. It was just, anyway, we'll talk about that later, but I appreciate that. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for being here. Let's clap it up. And last but not least, now this one I'm introducing is real complicated. Okay, it's real complicated because now she's dating my girl's best friend. Crunch, is she at least fucking you good? Because if not, I'll dismiss her right now. She having it?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So we continue. This is Miss Maya. Clap it up for Miss Maya. Maya and I, we go way back, but I don't think we even realize how way back we go. Because if we really started to, when I look at like little events and stuff that you did, a little Facebook pop-up, like I was at these things. Our paths will always cross each other for a very, very long time. But Amaya is actually an entrepreneur herself. She has been, how long have you had your business now?
I've been registered since 07. I'm hoping like doing 2009.
Nice. So it's one-stop shop,
one-stop photo and print.
One-stop photo and print.
And just started a one-stop for marketing because a lot of my clients are entrepreneurs just coming, starting their businesses. I do a lot of counseling and talking to people, how able to stay past the 5-year mark and stuff like that.
Which I can attest for that. When it comes to talking business and just that's one thing how we connected because you are very business minded. So I definitely can see why you would easily transition into something like that because it comes natural to you. You live that. You are always in the mind of entrepreneurship. What is the next thing that I can do to continue to elevate myself and elevate my business? So I definitely think that whomever it is, that connects with you, it's going to be of value to them. So I'm excited about that opportunity.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's all about business. I was just talking to Miss Carol, and she told me about her book. I didn't even know she writes. So that's a good connection. Yeah, but I'm all about promoting your business, branding. If you take a leap. I left a government job after 11 years working on a good one. I just was like, hey, Mom, I had it, man, my badge. I wasn't worried about tomorrow. It's a good chance. So, and maybe from New York too,
Yeah, we're hustlers.
Everybody had a bias. So I was born in New York, born and raised in New York, lived in Florida for the past 15, almost 20 years. Yeah. Okay. And both my parents are from Haiti, but I'm Haitian. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Been single for a long time.
Until recently. Okay.
Congratulations.
You better take care of a girl.
I'm gonna be the best at whatever I do.
Yay! I like that answer. So really quickly, I want to
add that to me. I'm gonna do the best at whatever I do. Add that.
We'll do the edit and then we'll go back.
Okay.
All right. So real quickly, I want to ask all of you guys. All right.
What was the last gift you gave someone? Quick.
The last gift I gave someone, I would say, the gift of love I give my girl every single day.
Oh, you better. I can't believe Carol, what thoughts do you have while driving alone in the car?
Oh, I think about Donald Trump
Oh,
and
you ain't hit nobody yet?
and his face. That's something about because I listen to MSNBC in the car
Okay.
and country music.
Okay, so
Country music? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm edit that one out.
I listen to Y2 Country on Sirius XM.
All right, Ebony, what's the last gift you gave someone?
I gave them ingredients for a pound cake, and it was so good.
Ooh, pound cake. Great. Now I'm pound cake.
Oh, well, we're after that.
You make cake for me. I gave them ingredients.
Can you make me? Can you make the cake?
I'm a bitch that bake. This is gonna be the business. I bake all right.
I want a cake.
I bake cookies. I heard about it. You a butch. I want a 20 pound cake. I said I'm a butch that bake. A butch that bake.
A butch that bake.
I can't. Now, Natalie, what is the hardest part of baby?
I'm extremely protective.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So
Is that a nice way of saying that you?
Jealous.
No. That means that I'm correct. Like, don't try my girl.
That's a good way of saying it. That's a good way of saying it. When you go to the shower, check your text messages. You will protect you. To protect you. Your side chick.
Why are you in the shower so bad?
No. When you go in the shower, she's taking your text and make sure I'm taking your side chick.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. They mean well.
Protective. Very protective.
That's what they call it down there.
Yeah, protective. I'm sorry you that. Add that to my face. I'm very protective.
Okay, Maya, what thoughts do you have while driving along in the car?
What's going to be the next big thing in business? Spend a lot of time thinking about what's going to be the next big thing. I'm about innovation, not copycat, and I'm just creating the new things. I'm more thinking like that.
Okay, all right. Well, let's clap it up for the interview portion. All right, so stay there. Don't move, because now we're going to go to the next part of our show, which I love this part. We got some shit to talk about today, y'all. Okay, so
This
basically,
part of the show includes Natalie handing me her thing from having a hot flash.
I do have my pen. I think I left it outside there.
hello, Rob.
Yeah.
So somebody get Miss Carol, she's right out there, my fan, because I know.
I'm flashing.
I'm
flashing.
flashing on that. So this part of the show, we're gonna actually get questions from some of our guests. We actually have a question that came directly from our Black Lesbian Love group that I have. Those of you that are a part of the LGBT community and want to have some sort of support system, we do have a group on Facebook. It's called Black Lesbian Love Support Group. We are presently at about 14.5 thousand members, and continues to grow. And one of the questions that are actually going to be from one of my admins, Nico. Shout out to Nico. This was really good. Cannot wait for them to hear it. But let's get started. Ready? So what I want you guys to basically do, we're just going to talk about it. You know, what do you think? Your opinion. Good, bad, or indifferent. Don't hold back. Live your true, authentic self. You know what I'm saying? Because this is my life, raw, real, all the way live. Because I'm giving it to them live. I'm going to give it to them raw. Thank you, baby. Ain't she a beautiful? Shout out to my girlfriend. Hello, all right, ready for this one? We're going to start out big. You ready? I have been dating this woman for a few years now. Okay. Push the heart, nobody needs
I'm not fancy.
I'm not
fancy.
All right. Question. No, let me preface by saying this. The person that actually wrote this question is a male, okay? I have been dating this woman for a few years now, and we are best friends. Yesterday, she came out and told me that she wants to be a man. She felt as if she is trapped in her body and has felt this way for years. What am I supposed to do now?
You're supposed to go back a few years and try to figure out how you didn't spot that.
Right.
Because I don't understand how a woman, especially a feminine woman, can all of a sudden want to be a man. I get it. I understand the whole way that works. If you don't feel like you were born in your right sex, but there should have some clues. Her coming to him should not have been his first clue. He had to know something. He had to think she was a little butchy, a little studied. He had to suspect something. You don't go from hi babe to I want to be a date. Yeah. There had to be like a something in between that he missed, and so he needs to go back a few years and go back to the beginning and kind of figure out where he missed the cue at.
I think he's asking the wrong question. You should be asking, what am I supposed to do now? You should be asking yourself, do I need to embrace my true sexuality? Because I agree with you. And I think that as a man, if you are not able to pick up another person's dominant energy and that throw you off,
that means you might have been a girl.
That means that you may have been the bitch in a relationship. That means that maybe undercover you really do like to be with men, but because you're not ready to accept that, you're going to just go with a woman that clearly is very much embracing her dominance and be okay with that.
Right.
They may have even been having the kind of sex which they may not have been putting in there where she's fucking him in the ass. Right.
I want to just rewind the tape where Maya G said she wants to see the sex tape.
That don't sound legit to me.
I agree.
You know when you're having sex with a feminine woman and you're having sex with alpha, which type of thing. There is a difference.
Yes.
And he said, what am I to do now? Well, basically, he's going to have to accept whatever
Continue
she
taking
does.
it.
Yeah, but she's not going to change the direction in which she wants to move in.
He needs to let her live her authentic life. And he needs to go do something different.
Right. And that's another thing too. Like, why are you so concerned that's
You're
not
not
your
married.
wife?
You're not married. There's no kids involved. Listen,
Y'all can still be friends.
Right.
Y'all been best friends. Y'all can keep being best friends. Boys.
And what man says the woman he's dating is his best friend?
Nobody says that.
They don't say that. They don't say that.
They can just play softball together and have some.
They only say that to the woman. Hey, you're your best friend. Yes, you're my best friend. But they don't say it on Facebook.
Right, exactly. That's I'm sorry. He needed to he's asking the wrong question. All right, that was a good one, guys. Next one. Do you think it's your responsibility to keep your appearance a certain way in order to keep your partner's interest, or should they take you as is?
Somebody else take that one.
Yes, I think you should keep your appearance because when you met that person, you were attracted to them in some way. And I am attracted to my queen.
Thank you. I didn't know how you felt about me till just now.
Yes, it's out in the open.
It's still
Natalie called me her queen. Thank you, Natalie. Happy fun to you too.
So, and I want to make sure I keep myself correct as well. Right? So I think yes. Okay. Call me shallow, but I think
no. So here's what I think. I think that women don't look at me, Maya. Not put on some weight. Fuck you, okay? All right. I know.
Wow.
I felt like her eyes were saying she did like this. She was okay. All right.
You're right.
I want to see your ass in about 6 months, bitch. Okay. I want to see you about 6 months. Okay. All right.
Meanwhile, you're like,
she can get about 20 pounds and she'll be good. She'll still be good.
She does have a
She got room for that. She got 20, 30 pounds. She can put it on.
What about me, Maya? How many pounds can I weigh?
Unlimited. Your personality is amazing.
Oh, wow.
Good answer.
In other words, you become fat as hell.
Very good.
Here's what I have to say. I like their personality. Here's what I have to say.
I'll take it.
My best friend was, is this so fucking weird? Just because they always did it, just fuck with me like that?
Oh, you didn't know we was raw live on the
So I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. I think that they, as women, I see a lot of women put so much effort in the beginning on, looking good and trying to catch these men or these women or whatever the case may be. And then as soon as they catch them, they fall off. And I don't mean fall off. I don't mean fall off. I mean they roll all the way down to the bottom of the cliff and roll more. And it's just like, why? I personally think that's deceitful. I think that's being deceitful. But that's not how I make now. Everybody knows, and me and my best friend talk about it all be getting each other all the time. We are not where we want to be, but we won't allow ourselves to get past a certain level. Like this bitch just bought me a juice cleanse in my freezer right now to do it. That's not on Monday. You know, we keep each other in check. But I definitely do feel like you should try to maintain yourself. Why not? And then you have all these women that they put on this weight, or they completely let themselves go, and then of course insecurity sets in, and then with insecurities you start to become bitter and upset, and you start, and then you end up a whole chicken. But then you start to have all of these concerns, and then you start to create problems in the relationship that really don't need to even be there because you're doing it. And honestly, have I been guilty of that before? Yeah. I probably may have even been as guilty as early as or as recent as my most recent relationship, because I know that I'm not where I want to be, and I know that there's been times where I've lashed out. Honest moment. Yes, baby. I'm being honest. There's times that I know that I've lashed out, and I have. What's that? Are you lashing out right now? Oh yeah. There's times where I know that I have been a little bit more not in the best of moods, because I know that I'm like, fuck, I gotta get people now. You know what I mean? I'm just not feeling what I'm looking like. But you know, I think that helps with the type of relationship that you have as well, how comfortable you are with your partner. Because the reality of it is, I'm not gonna be the same when you met me throughout the whole relationship. Shit's gonna change. And especially if you're talking about a lifetime, shit's gonna drop, shit's gonna spread, you know, stuff gonna be gone, you know. Wait. As long as under 60. Don't get fucked up. Under 60, because you know we have a very various panel. What the fuck is she doing?
And Maury and the other guy. Oh my God. There's really two reasons why you could actually fall apart. Okay. 1 minute, ladies. One reason could be because of your health, right? Okay. And next reason could be, you're at a certain age where the body's slowing down, it's a little harder. But if you've been maintaining to this point, you shouldn't be falling apart and spreading wide. Both my parents, hold on. Wait a minute. You get some stuff though, right? Some stuff gets spread still, right? I don't know about spread. The legs. Drop. Can the legs spread still? They better be able to. I'm just checking. You said no spreading. My parents over 70. My dad is very lean, and so is my mom. My dad probably used to be a little bit more huskier when we were younger. But I mean, they both stay on their health as long as they can. Yeah. And I don't see any excuses for not doing it. Okay. I mean, people tell me, I'm too tired, I'm too this, I'm too that. I get up every day, 4:30 in the morning, and I'm in the gym. I mean, what's your excuse? I gotta be at work at 8. Okay. I'm gonna take that. I'm asleep. So if I get with you and you're slim, when we get together, and 2 years down the road, you become pudgy, I'm still hitting the gym, and I'm still making it good for you. You're breaking up with him. I don't know about breaking up, but it's gonna be a situation. Because I'm putting in the work. No, you gotta find some encouragement. I'm gonna join you, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be like Oprah. Oprah looks good. I'm gonna be like Oprah. I'm just gonna get better. Oprah has always been thick though. But if Oprah looks good right now. Oprah's also fucking. But she's a billionaire too. Yeah. I'm just saying. She can be as big as she wants to be. Next question. All right, so we're actually getting close to our time, and I do want to make sure that I go over this next question. This is the big one for me.
And this is one that, again, this was posted by somebody from one of my admins from my group. Nico, again, shout out to you, Black Lesbian Love Support Group. And she posed this question, and I really want to hear what you guys think. This is gonna be part of probably a healing part of the show, right? So you've given your all in a relationship, and it came crashing down around your feet. It's the end of the world for you when you want to give up on love. Can't blame you, right? We've all been there. Who wants to go through the process of putting yourself out there, right? Getting to know someone again, spending days, months, maybe even years with this new person again for a new situation to arise and find yourself single again. Unfortunately, that's the way this goes for many women for multiple reasons. What happens in our relationships that we overlook signs and patterns within people's presentations of themselves, that we just stop knowing that they're hurting us. Like we don't even see it anymore. Why are we so forgiving to the person that hurt us? That when we have finally had enough, we then want to punish the new person because we don't take that time, that little break between relationships. So you want to go ahead and blame the new person for breaking for a heart that they didn't even break. Right? We become resentful and purposefully go into shells because that's where we know we won't get hurt. We don't seek out help for coping mechanisms or grief, so we self-help and muddle in anguish until we create a new problem. What's that problem? The bitter woman. So how can we stop the pain and positively move on from those experiences? Now, we're all here, according to mine, we all old as shit, clearly. But we all here, the oldest, you know,
point out that Natalie's older than me by a mile.
But we all here are old enough and have been through some sort of heartbreak. And I really want to kind of dive in a little bit to talk about either how you were able to overcome that and do exactly what this said, which is to move on positively, or if you weren't, maybe something that you observed that you felt was good. Ebony, I kind of want to start with you.
I mean, it has to be like a choice that you make, right? Like just like anything else, like Maya telling us it's a choice for us to be fat and not spread or whatever.
You might
choice.
It's
a choice.
I love it.
Security.
It's a choice. You had to make a choice like that you did not want to be bitter.
Yeah.
And I went through, I had experiences where I definitely could have decided that I'm going to be bitter. Yeah. And I'm going to make it worse for everybody. And you will all feel my wrath. But I decided, is that really who I am?
Right.
So I want to, like, because you put in all this energy out there to be bitter and zero to everybody, and you have zero self-control.
Still living.
So they're still living.
Correct.
Having a good time.
And they have no idea.
Not think about you.
And not thinking about you. Meanwhile, you get up every morning trying to figure out how you can make their life worse. And you're not even a thought in their mind.
Right.
So you need to like take that same energy, harness it for some good for yourself.
Right.
Because like I said previously, if you change the perspective off of whatever you have going on and project it towards somebody else and like, I wonder how I can make their day better by just saying hello.
Yeah.
A hello could have saved somebody's life.
You think about that.
Yeah.
You know, and so like it's a lot of like just not being selfish.
Yeah.
That's behind that and making that decision.
Right.
So the maturity has to be on your side. I'm not gonna be there.
Right.
I'm not stooping to your level.
Yeah.
We need to vibrate higher.
Yeah.
You know, come on up here.
Yeah.
And then we can talk here because this is where I am. Or like our
But she needs to get there. She's not there.
but she's not. I want her to get there.
Clearly.
It's a process.
It is. Nat, I know you talked about actually doing, thank you so much for sharing everything. You talked a little bit about, you actually went to counseling, got professional help. So you probably can relate to this more. What's your story?
Well, what I think is that everyone individually has their own specific amount of time that they would need to heal. And not only that, everyone has baggage, regardless of how much time you've had. So it's all about communication.
Mm-hmm.
You know, babe, I feel this way, and, you know, this happened to me, and it flared up today, and this is how I feel. You know, and your partner, you know, needs to be receptive to that and understanding and kind of coach you through that. And babe, I understand where you're at. I'm here for you. You know, let's talk through it. Let's go have a glass of wine. Let's go out on the town. You know, it's all good. It's in the past. It came, you know, like it's passing clouds. It'll keep going. You know, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's all communication.
That's powerful. I agree. I think that for Nancy and I, we both came from situations that were pretty impactful for us. And, you know, as much as we wanted to say that we grew from it and we moved on from it, you can't help but for every once in a while to fall back or to have a flashback of something.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we pride ourselves on is just being accepting of whatever it is we are feeling. I never judge Nancy or tell Nancy that she was wrong for whatever emotion that she's experiencing, even if I don't agree with it. And I make sure that she feels that and being consistent with that, and vice versa. So she's telling me, she's coming to me as an example, saying, babe, you know, I feel some type of way when you come home at 6 instead of 6:05, you know, just as an example. And even though it makes no fucking sense to me, I'm not going to say, Nancy, that makes no fucking sense. It's 5 minutes. What are you talking about? Like, you know, babe, I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry that you coming home at 6:05 makes you feel that way. Why does it make you feel that way? What is it that's going on? Dig a little bit deeper, because there might be something behind it.
Exactly.
Maybe with her, you know, babe, the sun goes down at 6, and for some reason after 6 o'clock, when the sun goes down, I'm triggered by this.
Right.
And then you're able to dig even deeper. And that's when you truly develop a connection.
Right.
That's when you're
Agreed.
able to have a really a beautiful relationship with someone that you trust and you can feel open and vulnerable with. Because the reality of it is, and I think this is one of the reasons why you have a man that will be with a woman for 10 years and never marry her, and then meet another woman and be there for 6 months and marry her.
Like that.
No, I'm telling you, and I think a lot of it is that man met someone that made him feel okay being vulnerable. You connect the most with people that you are able to feel the most vulnerable with.
Correct.
When I'm able to be my most authentic self, truly be naked, physically, emotionally, spiritually, that is who I want to be with forever. And I won't jeopardize that for anything.
Correct.
There's no energy that can come into that because of the fact that I know I can't get that into it.
Right. Right.
And that's what Nancy and I work on every single day, to have that connection so that we don't have to ever feel jealous or have any type of insecurities, because I know she can't get from, and it's not a cocky thing, it's a mutual thing.
Right.
I know that she can't get anywhere else but we connected because we built this together and vice versa.
Right.
So I appreciate that, Dr. Shemaya.
Oh boy. Time.
Yeah.
You know, I stayed single for a year by choice because the last relationship I was in a relationship with a narcissist. And it was very abusive in a sense that you see how confident and how strong I am, and to get into that relationship and I'm going like, something's wrong here. Yeah. And I couldn't figure it out till after, you know, the whole idea of dating or talking to someone just made me sick. I didn't want to date anyone. Yeah. I didn't even want to sleep with anybody.
Oh wow,
That bad.
Damn.
But
Masturbate though?
That's when I know it's bad.
That's the question though.
You didn't masturbate?
No.
Wait, why does your vagina have to be? I understand you don't do some shit.
I didn't even.
You know what?
I wasn't in that place. She banged.
What kind of place you gotta be in?
Natalie has a question. Maya.
You a manage your vagina? Okay, I'm sorry. I have questions. Okay, go ahead.
So what I learned, and you know, Natalie said that earlier, was, you know, when you're in that space, you attract certain people. So I had to, you know, vibrate higher.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe I wasn't vibrating at a good level for a partner. So I decided I needed to put that on hold, focus on me, so I could be, you know, putting out in the universe what I really want out of a partner. So taking the time out to respond to that, I would say take time out.
Take time out.
You know, because healing takes time. Some people took a few months. It took me 13 months. Yeah. And not just that, and you know, I was, you know, blessed to, you know, I took a chance, shot my shot, scored, you know.
Hey! Shout out to the new girl. Shout out to the new girl.
But you know, that's what I would say. You know, take time. You know, prayer works, but time is so powerful. And you know, through that and spirituality, I'm a very spiritual person. You know that, and I'm all about vibration. When she's vibrating higher, you look back and be like, I got with this fool.
Yeah.
What was I
trying to tell you?
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm trying to tell you.
People come to you and tell you how messed up that person's life is, because once you let them go, the universe start handling business.
Yeah.
You know, the universe like, okay, you know better than me, so I'm gonna show.
Right.
Once you let somebody go, that's when karma start working.
Yeah. And it does. And it does.
You know, so that's that.
Thank you for sharing mine, Ms. Carol.
There was a few things going on there. For me, it was, my resentment was not about the other person. My resentment was that I knew better. I got to a certain point where I saw that it wasn't right. And I've been there a few times, and I hung on to it thinking, okay, I'm gonna make it better, or tomorrow's gonna be better. You know, I always have the light on.
Right.
And so I always feel resentment toward myself for staying in the situation longer than I should have. And so for me, it's never about the other person.
Right.
You know, it just never is. I never blame the other person in the situation. It's always the fact that I knew better and I should have handled it, you know, sooner. And you know, the second thing, and it goes to what Ebony was saying and what Maya just said. First of all, I do not think that you should serial date. So there should be some time.
Yeah.
And what happens is, you know, if you allow yourself a little bit of time to heal, and whatever that time period is, it could be a week, it could be 2 months, it could be 10 years.
Right.
You need to allow some time to heal, and allow yourself time to breathe, and figure out what is it exactly that you're looking for. Let me tell you what I did, and my daughter Alexis is the witness to this. I have this blue index card, and I wrote myself a note about what it was, and I wrote affirmations. I am experiencing the best love of my life. I am experiencing this, and I put it on my mirror. And a week later, I met the person who brought that into fruition, but I am that into creation. And people don't realize I did a thing about this, you know, and I want to go, you know, going back to the very beginning, you know, going back to Genesis, for those of us who are Bible believers, God said, you know, let there be. God spoke and there was. God spoke. We speak things into existence. And it can be bad or good. This whole universe was created because God spoke it into existence. So, you know, so it becomes a matter of whether you want to be bitter. You want to be better. You do not have to be bitter.
No.
I do not carry bitterness. I carry anxiety. You know, I all of us carry baggage, but I do not carry bitterness. The person who I'm with now is not going to suffer because of what somebody else did.
They're still winning.
Exactly. Exactly. They're not going to have any control of my current relationship. And so it's just a matter of, for me, like I said, it was the resentment that I have for myself and letting that go and realizing that I was never going to tolerate that again. I will never tolerate that again. I have never been in a relationship until currently where I didn't cry. I've always been sad or crying or depressed. I do not have that. That is not my situation. That is not my situation. And as a matter of fact, speaking to what Natalie said about how it should be done, that's exactly what I'm experiencing. A couple of weeks ago, I had something that should have triggered my anxiety. And I get a phone call from Manny, and he says, honey, he says, I want to tell you that I know that what's happening. It was when his kids came to town. And we thought we weren't going to see each other that much. And then it ended up working out because the kids were like, no, we're going to go stay at Carol's house for 3 weeks. But at first, they were just going to stay at his house. I was going to see him, you know, periodically for a few weeks. And that was kind of bothersome for me. He calls me up. He's like, I just want to let you know that this is the type of situation that I know will trigger your anxiety. I want you to, you know, I want you to know that everything's going to be okay.
Do you see how he started that? And I think that's what's so important. He started that by letting her know that, honey, I'm identifying. And this may be an area of opportunity for you or something that may make her feel some type of way. And he made sure that she knew that he was recognizing that. That's beautiful.
That's exactly what happened. And then the next day I get a phone call. The kids want to come to your house. And they never left until they went back to
I remember.
Yeah. And so, but he called me. He was like, I know this is the kind of thing that, and I want you to know that I appreciate you, you know, being patient. And I was feeling anxious. I did tell him, I was like, yeah, I was feeling a little anxious about that. But him saying that to me, even if the kids never came to the house, I was still okay. Because he took his time out, and he does that all the time. And so it's about having someone, if you deal with that kind of stuff, and you have somebody who tells you to get over it, you need to move out the way because they're blocking your view. Because they're blocking your view. They're blocking your view. So move them out the way, and because somebody who can recognize and meet you where you're at and deal with you is they can't see you right now because this person's standing in front of you. So you know, so it's a matter. But I wrote a meme about, you know, you can either be better or better. You know, it's a choice. I'm always gonna be better. I'm always gonna vibrate higher. I don't worry about nonsense and bullshit. I don't deal with it. I have no time for it. You know, I want to teach my kids something different. My daughter Janelle has always seen me in dysfunctional relationships until the past year. And it's like, and she's 16 years old, and my 2 ladies have already ruined it for her. You know, I don't know. And so, you know, to the point that she had to be crying. You know, she's like, I can't believe that you're in this relationship. I've never seen you this happy. And so maybe I haven't fucked her up completely. You know, I met my parents since she was a month old. And I met somebody decent when she was 15. So for 15 years, she saw dysfunction.
No. She didn't see dysfunction. Okay, she saw life and what it can do to you. But I think the best thing that you could have done for her, because we don't want to shelter our kids. Sheltering our kids does them no good. Because life is not going to shelter them. What you show them is that sometimes shit fucking happens. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But if you keep persevering and if you keep certain types of behaviors, certain types of feelings, certain things in your heart, that at the end of the day, you will eventually be able to overcome. But you just need to show her the consistencies or the behaviors that she needs to be consistent with in order for her to be able to do that. So you didn't talk about.
Good. Thank God.
Now, let me tell you, I had my story is, I had my son when I was 15. I was actually pregnant at 14. I had my son when I was 15. The first time I had a son. I know. My baby's now 21 years old, and you guys all know my son, and a more amazing human being you cannot find. It's difficult for me to even take credit for that, because how did I even know what to do at the age of 15? How could I have created such an amazing human being? And I'm not just talking about him being successful in nursing school. He is an amazing
his character
spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That's my dude. How did I do that? You know what I mean? And it's because of the fact that I was always truthful with him. And whenever I fucked up and I learned from it, I shared that with him. Mm-hmm. I told him, Papa,
I'm the same with
yeah, Papa, I did this. I was in this relationship, but you know what? Here's what I learned from it. One of the hardest, same situation that I experienced, one of the things that I think I learned or earned from it the most was my spirituality. Mm-hmm. And I don't look at bad experiences and bad situations as bad. I actually get excited because I know that I'm about to get a lesson in life that's going to take me to the next level in life. Yeah. So I get excited. I embrace, and I tell my best friend this all the time. When she calls me and she's, I let her vent. I'm like, okay, great, I hear it. Now let's see what we're going to learn from this. Okay, let's see how we're going to make some money from this. Okay, let's see how we're going to move forward from this. I'm just always that person because I feel like every experience in my life is to make me better. There's not a day that goes by that I'm not just thanking God. Or just making sure that I let the universe know I see you. I saw that test.
Right.
I saw that test. But I appreciate that. Now I know, and that's how I have dealt with my experiences. So I appreciate that. We don't have a lot of time left, but I definitely want to hear what my funny lady has to say.
Well, first of all, I thank every single ex I've ever had.
Amen.
Because it created who I am. Yeah. What I will tolerate, what I will not tolerate, what I am, what I am not, and what I shall be.
Yes.
And as the oldest person on the panel here, and my mantra has always been, whoever I've been with, I've always said to them, if things ain't going right or whatever it's going to be, I would say to them, I will always have a love in my life. Yeah. And now the wonderful thing is that I have been loved.
Oh,
yeah.
Shout out to Gina.
Shout out to Gina. She allows me to be vulnerable as I allow her. Oh. I like the outfits, but I'm real sensitive.
Oh.
I'm not a stud like that. Right. You know what I mean? And she allows me to be the woman that my mother raised 5 girls. And on a spiritual sense, because I believe you are what you think. Right. And I show that, and Gina and I speak that, and we speak it into existence, and we pray together.
Yes.
And today's word, our prayer today was blessed. And we read it, and we pray, and we talk about it, about how blessed we are. And so I truly thank everyone that I used to be with. Because like you said, everything is a learning experience. And I just want to be a better Natalie Tyler for me. Yes. Because when it's over and done and said, and I am taking my last breath, and I'm like, okay, I want God to know I did a job well done.
Amen to that.
Myself. It ain't about my career, it ain't about my bank account, it ain't about none of that. It's about who I am as an individual. And the kindness that we need to show other people that we don't know. Yeah. And when you see them in the street, it don't cost nothing to smile. So the thing, how you do it. Yeah. And that part to me. And I'm with someone now that allows me to embrace that when I'm out in the streets. Yeah. Okay. That people come up to me. Right. And I'll never forget my mother. God bless her soul. We used to go grocery shopping. My mother. People would just come up to her out of the blue. And I'd be like, Mom, you know that? She don't know, Gabby. She said, but it don't cost nothing to be nice to you. Yeah. But she had that energy. And at that young age, I didn't know about the energy, but she vibrated up here. Yeah. And that's where I vibrate.
Yeah.
And every day when I look in the mirror and I talk to myself in the mirror and I got my bra off and I'm sticking and I'm free and I'm just like, Natalie, you're a good human being.
Yeah.
You vibrate high. Your light is so bright it attracts people to you.
Yeah.
And those that don't know God when they meet you.
Yeah.
You are God's greatest creation.
Yeah.
That's the mantra I say to myself.
I want to say this, and I'm sorry to say this, but when I was going through a very tough time with my ex-wife, Natalie used to call me every single morning. Every single morning to pray with me. I would never forget that. She would call me like before the sun came up.
You a nice bitch for real, ain't
She used to
you?
call me every single morning. I got a phone call from her one night, and it was like Halloween, and she said something to me, and from that point, and she's like, this is what I'm seeing, and I hadn't told anybody, and I was like, and I told her everything, and from that day, she would call me every single morning before the sun came up to pray with me and to offer me some type of light when I really couldn't see any. So that's what she is.
So
that's what she is.
So I breakups come and go. Yeah. But when you can find someone that you can connect with, and they can see you and see you.
Yeah.
I said, I see you, Gina. And she sees me too. I love you, G. I see you. And I'm more emotional than she is. And when I thank her, I cry because she's such a good person. And it's nice to find that. So everyone needs to thank the people they were with. Yeah. Because it's bringing us to who we're supposed to be with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think that's so. Kick rock. Kick rock. We actually kept our people on a little bit longer than supposed, but this conversation was so good.
So that's the camera.
Okay, camera. And we thank you. Oh, you're doing a wonderful job. You are. And my buddy there. So we thank you. Is tight. Yeah, I'll bring your party, and we thank the audience. Yes, all 75 of y'all. Yes, space is limited. Thank you guys for joining me for episode 2. This was amazing. Yeah. Thank you. This was some great energy. We had some great conversations.
I want to end with the Duchess.
Please. I want to end with being small. So guys, stay tuned. If you already know, we're going to have the link coming up soon. Follow me on Snapchat at the TV Takeover 876, Instagram the TV Takeover 876, Facebook the TV Takeover 876. So you can keep posted with all our shows. Actually, my next show I'm shooting in Belize. Oh, yes! So get me a ticket. Yes. All right.
Nancy, I want to go.
Let's go.
We all want. She can everybody. She can everybody.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Clearly going to parties after the show. Shout out to all. Once again, shout out to my plug and my bartender. Thank you for joining us at TV Takeover My Life. Cut and go again. My Life, roll real all the way live. I love you guys. These are what music got. Turn it up, turn it up. Come to them. Who's that? Oh! Yeah, we know that. Yo, so y'all hear the music going on right now? They already know that. We don't know like that. That's common sense. Original shit. Come here, baby. Come around, come around, come around, come around. It don't matter. You just sexy. Come on, come on. Come on. This is my artist right here. Y'all clapping up with me. Where's my bestie? Bring my bestie. Woo! Come on. I love you so. Where's the babe? Shout out to my bestie. She's single, my babe. You are. And she's sexy. Oh my God. She got a badass.